At 78, Barry Gibb has lived a life filled with music that shaped generations, but there is one song that still breaks him every time he hears it. For decades, his voice carried joy, heartbreak, love, and loss across the world, becoming the emotional backbone of the Bee Gees' timeless legacy. Yet behind the harmonies and chart-topping success lies a deeply personal connection to a song that remains almost too painful to revisit. This is not about fame or accolades. It's about memory, grief, and the weight of love that never truly fades. For Barry, this song is more than lyrics and melody. It is a reminder of moments frozen in time, of voices that once sang beside him and are now gone. Even after a lifetime of performing, the emotions tied to this song remain raw, unfiltered, and profoundly human. Fans have long sensed the emotion in Barry's performances, but few understood the depth of what he carries when certain notes are played. At 78, reflecting on this song opens a window into a quieter, more vulnerable side of a man the world often sees as unshakable. It reveals how music can become both a comfort and a wound, healing and hurting at the same time. This admission isn't just heartbreaking, it's deeply relatable, because it reminds us that no matter how much time passes, some songs don't age. They ache. And when Barry Gibb finally admits why this one still breaks him, it changes the way we hear his music forever. Barry Gibb's relationship with music began long before the world knew the name. Bee Gees. Born into a family where sound filled every corner of life, Barry learned early that music was not just entertainment, it was connection, identity, and survival. Growing up alongside his younger brothers, Robin and Morris, the bond they formed was inseparable from the songs they created together. Their voices blended naturally, almost instinctively, and from the very beginning, there was a sense that what they shared was rare and fragile. As the brothers navigated early success, music became both their refuge and their responsibility. Fame arrived quickly, and with it came pressure, expectation, and constant reinvention. Yet no matter how their sound evolved, one thing never changed: the emotional honesty woven into their songwriting. Barry often carried the weight of leadership, guiding the group creatively while trying to protect the closeness that defined them. Those early years were filled with ambition, joy, and an unspoken belief that the three of them would always be together. The rise of the Bee Gees was extraordinary, but it was also demanding. Endless touring, recording schedules, and public scrutiny tested their bond. Behind the scenes, the brothers experienced conflicts, misunderstandings, and emotional distance that only siblings can feel so deeply. Despite these struggles, music remained their common language. Certain songs became emotional anchors, written during moments of vulnerability, love, or pain, and those songs carried far more meaning than the public ever realized. One particular song emerged during a period when emotions ran especially deep. At the time, it may have sounded like just another beautifully crafted piece of music, but for Barry, it captured something profoundly personal. It reflected love, loss, and the unspoken fears that come with knowing nothing lasts forever. The song became intertwined with memories of studio sessions, shared laughter, and quiet moments that only the brothers understood. Over time, it transformed into something sacred and unbearable. As the years passed, life delivered blows that no amount of success could soften. Loss entered Barry's life not as a distant concept, but as a devastating reality. The absence of his brothers left a silence that no harmony could replace. Music, once a place of safety, became a reminder of everything that had been lost. And that one song, once a symbol of togetherness, became a mirror reflecting grief too deep to escape. At 78, Barry's admission about the song is rooted in this long journey of love and loss. It is not weakness, it is truth. The song still breaks him because it represents everything he shared with those who are no longer beside him. Every lyric carries a memory. Every note echoes a voice that once harmonized with his own. Time has not dulled the emotion. It has sharpened it, turning the song into a living memory that refuses to fade. Barry Gibb's life reminds us that music does not simply document success, it preserves emotion. For him, the song is not just part of a catalog. It is a reminder of brotherhood, of moments that cannot be relived, and of love that continues even in absence. And as the world listens, perhaps with new understanding, it becomes clear that some songs don't just tell stories. They hold pieces of the soul forever. As time moved forward, the song that still breaks Barry Gibb began to take on a meaning far deeper than anyone could have imagined when it was first written. What started as an honest expression of emotion slowly transformed into a vessel for memory, loss, and unresolved grief. For Barry, the song became inseparable from the people, moments, and voices that defined his life. Each time it played, it didn't just remind him of the past, it brought the past. Rushing back with painful clarity. In the years following the height of the Bee Gees' success, life became quieter in some ways and heavier in others. The spotlight faded, but the emotional weight remained. Personal loss arrived not all at once, but in waves, each one reshaping Barry's relationship with his music. The song, once a source of pride, began to feel like a reminder of everything that could no longer be reclaimed. Lyrics that once felt poetic now felt brutally literal, cutting deeper with every listen. What makes this song especially difficult is its connection to moments of togetherness. It recalls late nights in the studio, harmonies carefully built layer by layer, and shared glances that needed no words. Those memories are frozen inside the music, preserved perfectly while life moved on. For Barry, hearing the song now is like reopening a door to a room that still feels lived in. Even though the people who filled it are gone, there came a point when Barry realized he could no longer perform the song without emotional cost. Even as a seasoned performer, trained to control his voice and emotions, he found himself overwhelmed. The music triggered feelings he had carefully learned to carry quietly. It wasn't just sadness, it was longing, love, and the pain of absence woven together. The song demanded emotional honesty, and that honesty came at a price. Fans often noticed moments when Barry's voice would soften, or his eyes would betray emotion during certain performances. What they were witnessing was not nostalgia, it was grief. The song had become a living memory, one that refused to stay in the past. Over time, Barry began to limit when and how he engaged with it, understanding that some wounds don't heal by being reopened. Instead, they require respect, space, and silence. At 78, Barry's admission is not a dramatic revelation, it is a quiet truth. The song still breaks him because it carries love that never found closure. It holds the weight of conversations never finished and moments that can never be repeated. Time has not erased the pain. It has simply taught him how to live alongside it. The song stands as proof that grief does not diminish with success or years. It evolves. Becoming part of who we are. Reveals the fragile balance between art and emotion. Music has the power to preserve the past in ways nothing else can. For Barry Gibb, that power is both a gift and a burden. The song continues to exist, unchanged, while he carries the memories it awakens. And in admitting that it still breaks him, Barry offers something rare. Permission to acknowledge that love, once lost, never truly leaves us. It lives on in the melodies. We can never hear the same way again. As Barry Gibb entered the later chapters of his life, his relationship with music changed in ways he never anticipated. What once felt effortless now carried emotional weight, shaped by memory and loss. The song that still breaks him became a quiet presence, never far away, even when unplayed. It lived in the spaces between performances, in moments of reflection, and in the silence that followed applause. For Barry, learning to live with this song meant learning to live with grief itself. Rather than turning away from music entirely, Barry chose a path of careful balance. He continued creating, performing selectively, and honoring the legacy he built with his brothers. Yet there were moments when the emotional cost of revisiting certain songs became undeniable. The one that still breaks him remained the most difficult. Each lyric felt like a conversation across time, and each harmony echoed voices that once stood beside him on stage. The song reminded him not only of loss, but of how deeply love had shaped his life and career. In private, Barry reflected on what it meant to carry such emotion for so many years. Grief, he came to understand, does not fade, it transforms. It becomes quieter, more familiar, but no less powerful. The song served as a reminder that healing does not mean forgetting. Instead, it means allowing pain to coexist with gratitude. For Barry, this realization was both painful and grounding. The song hurt because it mattered, because it was tied to the deepest bonds he had ever known. Fans often speak of Barry's resilience, but that resilience was never about pretending the pain didn't exist. It was about acknowledging it honestly. At times, simply hearing the opening notes of the song could trigger a wave of emotion, bringing back faces, voices, and moments long gone. Yet Barry never denied the song's place in his life. He understood that its power was part of what made the Bee Gees' music timeless. Emotion, after all, is what connects artist and listener across generations. As he aged, Barry also became more reflective about legacy. The song that breaks him stands as a testament to brotherhood, creativity, and shared history. It represents a chapter of life that can never be rewritten, only remembered. For Barry, protecting that memory became more important than performing the song regularly. Some things he realized are meant to be preserved quietly, held close rather than shared repeatedly. At 78, admitting that this song still breaks him is an act of courage. It reveals a man who understands the depth of his own heart and the permanence of love. The song remains essential to his story, not despite the pain it causes, but because of it. It proves that music is not just sound, it is memory, emotion, and connection woven together in ways time cannot unravel. This stage of Barry's life shows that strength does not come from moving on, but from carrying love forward. The song still hurts because it carries voices that shaped his soul. And in acknowledging that truth, Barry Gibb offers a powerful reminder. Some songs never stop breaking us, because they hold the parts of ourselves we love the most. At 78, Barry Gibb's admission about the song that still breaks him brings his story full circle. It is no longer about charts, awards, or historic success. It is about memory, love, and the emotional cost of creation. The song stands as a living reminder of everything he shared with his brothers, a bond forged not just through blood, but through harmony, struggle, and a lifetime of shared dreams. Even now, the music carries voices that time can never silence. What makes this moment so powerful is its honesty. Barry does not speak of the song as a wound that needs to heal, but as a truth that must be carried. He understands that grief does not demand resolution, it demands acknowledgement. The song still breaks him because it holds the essence of brotherhood, of moments when three voices became one, and of a past that remains emotionally present. It is not something to overcome, but something to honor. In many ways, the song has become a quiet guardian of legacy. It protects the purity of what once was, reminding Barry of who he was when the music was created and who he became because of it. By choosing when and how to engage with it, he preserves its meaning. Some memories he knows are too sacred to be revisited endlessly. The restraint itself becomes an act of love, allowing the song to remain powerful rather than routine. For fans, this revelation changes the way the music is heard. The harmonies take on deeper meaning. The lyrics feel heavier, more intimate. Understanding why the song still breaks Barry invites listeners to experience it not as entertainment, but as emotional truth. It becomes clear that the Bee Gees' music endures because it was born from real feeling joy, loss, hope, and heartbreak intertwined. Barry's journey also offers a universal lesson. Everyone carries something, a song, a memory, a voice that time cannot soften. His story validates that experience, showing that pain does not diminish strength. Instead, it reveals depth. By admitting the song still breaks him, Barry gives permission to others to acknowledge their own lasting grief without shame or apology. As the final surviving Gibb brother, Barry carries both legacy and loneliness. Yet he also carries gratitude. The song that breaks him exists because love existed first, and that love continues to live on in every note, every harmony, and every listener who finds comfort in the music. The pain remains, but so does the connection, and in that connection, there's meaning. In the end, Barry Gibb's story is not about being broken, it is about being human. The song still breaks him because it mattered, because it captured something irreplaceable. And as long as the music plays, those voices, those moments, and that love will never truly disappear. Some songs don't fade with time. They stay, they ache, and they remind us of who we loved most.